Have you ever thought of God being a creative God? Have you ever thought of God being creative and relevant to us and excellent and wanting us to walk in excellence? The earth is full of His creatures and His creation. When you look at nature and all that is in it, when you look at the amazing universe and all that it contains, we can only imagine how creative God is. And the same God that made everything that we see and feel and is the one that gives us the ability to be creative too. He has made His creation to be creative and create things as well. And when God appoints someone to do something artistic or anything that requires skill and creativity, He has given us the ability to work in that artistic workmanship. That's the kind of God we serve. Now He is relevant. He is relevant to our culture, whatever culture you are in, whether it's South Asian, whether it's South Asians in the Western society, or wherever you are, God is relevant to the culture that He has placed you in. And He is not only relevant to us culturally, but He is relevant to us across all generations, from the oldest person to the youngest. He is relevant. He can relate. There's a part in the Holy Word of God that says, "To the weak I became weak to win over the weak." And that's just a little bit of a longer sentence that I just pulled out of the Holy Word of God. What it also says, "I have become all things to all people, so that by all possible means I might save some." There's another one that says, when in the olden times, when you create new wine, you don't pour new wine and store new wine in old wineskins or wine sacks, because those old wine sacks tear apart, open and burst when you pour new wine. What does it mean? As times change, we need to learn to adapt in order to be relevant. Let me give you some examples. In this pandemic that is going on here, a lot of people who can work from home. We don't go into our offices, schools. There's a lot of Zoom meetings that is happening. So that's called adapting. That's called being relevant to the times and situations that we are in. So we all are created to be relevant. The only thing that is constant is change. Also, let me talk about excellence, walking in excellence. There's this character called Daniel in the Holy Word of God, who lived an incredible life and was marked with success and favor at every turn. And the Holy Word of God says what made this possible. And I'm going to read this out. "This Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole kingdom." Now, what was this excellent spirit? It was the Spirit of God that was in Daniel. He prayed with effectiveness. He experienced the miraculous. In other words, he was a man who was filled with the Spirit of God. That's what made him successful all the days of his life. Do you want to be successful? Do you want to walk in excellence? You and I need the Spirit of God to walk in excellence. No matter, we are all imperfect people. No matter how much we try, we cannot walk in the excellence that we would love to walk in. But we can always try. But we need the Spirit of God to bring us to that level. In the Holy Word of God, we read that the eyes of the Lord go to and fro throughout the whole earth, looking for a man or woman in whom He might show Himself strong, whose heart is perfect toward Him. Our Father in heaven is still looking for people like you and me, for men and women, for you and me, through whom He can show Himself strong, just like He did with Daniel. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you are available to be used by God, just like He used Daniel? That Daniel lived a life of excellence. The Holy Word of God says that the king found Daniel and his friends 10 times better than the rest that were in all his kingdom, because God was with them. So whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. Not like you're working for a human boss but like you're working for God. Respect your boss, but work like you're wanting to please God. Then your excellence will come forth and stand out.